Hello everyone, my name is Eric Chan, aka eepmon, the inaugural Creator in Residence at Library and Archives Canada. Wow, what an 8-month residency it has been. There is so much to explore. For example, I was interested in the Air Canada uniforms. I was very interested about computer technology. I was even interested about UFO documents and sightings. And I got to meet archivists and they showed me their processes. And I came to 395 Wellington, Library Archives Canada, did a research visit to look at the general ledgers of the Chinese immigration records, which really helped to inform and given me the insight of like, aha, I got the pipeline, I figured it out. I decided to focus my research on the Chinese immigration general registers between 1885 to 1949. I created 3 pieces. The first one is called Looking Within the Shadows, Repeal and Beyond. So the first piece addresses the Chinese head tax. And you will notice that there are 3 sort of vortex-looking backgrounds. They are essentially data points of the head tax. And because the mural is very wide, it kind of lends itself like a timeline. So much so that the beginning where you'll see the waves and kind of like the ocean and some of the motifs that represent that time period. And then as we move towards to the middle, it becomes more elaborate. But then as we get to the end, there's a portrait of Douglas Young, the first Chinese-Canadian MP, but he was instrumental in repealing the Chinese exclusion. And the second piece is called Echoes of Silence and Surveillance. The second piece is really a motion graphic visualization. And what I want to do is really to take the data sets to express the enormity and the totality of the surveillance and documentation that I've witnessed through just looking at the digitized ledgers. There's a sense of nostalgia, but yet at the same time, there's lots of anxiety and record keeping that kind of like is a juxtaposition between these 2 worlds. But I want to express that because something for Chinese immigrants to come to Canada as a hope, as a new way of living and perhaps an opportunity, but at the same time, a lot of separation of families. And the third piece is called Constellations, the Flow of Belonging. Was really about what was happening during that time. I was just curious what was happening during the 1920s, and having access to the Canadian census data, I was looking at the data and I got inspired by just looking at it, and there's something called family number, and I was like, what was that column about? And what it really was is it represented the different family members, your mom, your dad, your siblings, your relatives. I think I was able to come up with this mosaic of this flow of families coming together. So each of these groupings, you see the groupings of these geometries, they're actually family members. And when these different family members come together, you'll see these yellow streaming lines that connect, and they kind of represent these serendipitous connections between different peoples coming together. And I think it's very representative of what Canada stands for. Multiculturalism, diversity, inclusion, sustainability, regeneration. It got picked up by the Canada Pavilion at Expo 2025 Osaka, and it was featured there as part of the Library and Archives Canada's collaboration with Global Affairs Canada. And I'm very grateful that my work can be seen on an international stage. So I welcome any person, anywhere, any discipline to look into the archives, because there's so much you can discover there. Using archives for historical, but also for creativity, for arts, for any industry. It's here, it's now. And I like to think that archives to me is an infinite color palette. It's infinite.